I was having hot flashes, night sweats, definitely cognitive stuff, not remembering things.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
I still have that a little bit.
Yeah, me too. So hi everyone. So I have to tell you this really cool story. So Jen and I met on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook looking at things and I see this really cool girl showing this top that is like a workout top, and I'm like, man, I love this top. But she kept talking about it. So I forgot about it, but I took a picture of it so I wouldn't forget it. So I go back and now I can't find her. I cannot find her. So I go to my picture and I found her name. So I go to her page. As I'm scrolling looking for that thing about the top that she's like promoting, I see a video and I click on it, and she's talking about all about this awesome protocol about her hormones and how she is feeling better and her daughter, blah, blah, blah. Next thing I know, I'm texting her and we're messaging each other. She lives here in Florida. I was in Kansas City, but I used to live here, and I had a planned trip to come here to visit my sister. So now what? Guess what? Here we are.
I know. And
we're like best friends now. I mean, we talked on the phone, right?
Oh my gosh.
And it was like instant. Like I feel like I've known her forever.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Oh, literally.
So don't underestimate the power of Facebook or social media, because you can find the coolest people in the world. Here she is now helping me with my issues, because you guys know in this channel I talk a lot about my gut health and being tired, going through menopause and being over 50, all that stuff. And so I run into somebody that I can absolutely now feel trust, because she has lived this. This is something that she's gone through, and she has so many people that are thanking her for doing that. So we're going to talk about all that here today. So I'm super excited. She came to see me. We went through the hurricane, all that. So what a friendship is this? So stay here, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of all the future videos, because you never know who I'm going to meet. I mean, really, look at this beauty. All right, so let's get into it. What I want to talk about, there's so many things that I've been through as I went through menopause, and I have been trying to pull from so many directions because the symptoms have gotten worse, and I feel like I have done everything, not everything that I could do, but I've been to doctors and they haven't really given me anything. And I know that you're not the expert, but you have had this new perspective of how to get to a better place when we get to this age, when you go past menopause or even pre-menopause maybe. What are the things that we can do to not feel all the symptoms? Because I feel like I've had them all. And so I guess my hope here was to educate a little bit about what we know. We don't know it all,
no,
obviously, but we're looking for answers, and we're finding it from different sources and different people. And so today I brought Jen here because I wanted her to give us some light into this, because I have been really searching and going, and now after talking to her, I see that light at the end of the tunnel. So, let's just talk about the beginning here. I mean, how did this all came about for you?
Well, so for me, I mean, it just popped out of nowhere because I was trying to help my daughter who had digestive issues that triggered anxiety and depression. So I found a protocol. I put her on that protocol, and then I did it alongside her just because that's what I do. And what I noticed for me is that over the course of, and it didn't happen right away, over the course of 3 months, all of a sudden I was in a space where, wow, like I haven't really had many hot flashes, because I was having a lot of hot flashes. I don't know if you can, I've got all this little hair growth. See all
Oh,
that?
I have that.
Yeah, that wasn't there. That wasn't there before. So I had
now,
lost.
so
Yes.
yeah, you lost hair.
I had lost hair. I had lost like patches. I was having hot flashes, night sweats, definitely cognitive stuff, not remembering things.
Oh, I get that a lot.
And then definitely like the hair thinning, and that's really what I did. Like this is so full, it's not even funny. I mean,
see, I wash my hair and it's like chunks. I mean, it scares me.
I had so, like, it was disgusting. Like, it was scary. Because I rinse at the end and go like this and
yeah.
So I do not have that anymore.
You don't? Okay,
No.
See, I look forward to that.
Okay.
So I started this protocol about a month ago, so I'm just very baby on it, just starting. And so I'm looking forward to be able to wash my hair and not, I mean, it freaks me out. It really does. It's just like chunks of hair in my hand, and I'm like...
Yeah.
And see, it's funny because my daughter is 34, and she's already telling me that she's losing hair.
Yes.
So your daughter, what, she's 20, in her 20s?
No, she just turned, she'll be 18 in January.
So
she's in high
so this
school.
is
Sure.
so this is helping her in that age too. Okay, so what is it about this that makes it okay, that works, that makes it better for people?
So it's funny because we're just talking here, and I think I'm like putting two and two together. So number one, the protocol, it's very simple because it helps us to heal that gut-brain axis, including the vagus nerve. It's so frustrating because even people like us, like, and we were just talking about that, we exercise, we eat right most of the time, right? We talked about Abraham Hicks and Joe Dispenza. We love self-help and personal development.
Self-help,
yes. Yeah. And we pour into that. So even doing all those things, why were we still feeling like crap? Okay.
I know. It's a feeling of, I always like wake up and it's like, I have all these things I want to get done. And then it's like my mind wants to do all these things and then my body just goes,
Yeah.
you know? And so I feel that this is such a great place to be, to really start to find those little signs of things that are changing slowly.
So I think what makes me angry, really, is that we're just fed a line of BS and we're told that, hot flashes, that's just something that goes along with getting older. Like that's something you're gonna have to deal with. And I mean,
the wrinkles.
Oh yeah, everything. And I call crap on that. Or especially like if we were just talking about that, like you go back to your high school days, right? And you connect with people that you went to high school with, people look very different, right? There's some people who are in shape, and then there's some people that you probably wouldn't recognize.
Right.
Now, I think that it's normal for people as they age to gain weight and to not age in a graceful way.
Right.
But
absolutely.
Or it's common. It's common, but that is not normal. So just depending on like who you're hanging out with is who, like, I tend to hang out with people like you who, give me a break. I mean, you're 10 years older than me and you look phenomenal.
Thanks.
Like, so that's who I'm comparing myself to and always striving to be better. So I think that, you have to take credence in what people are saying and challenge it. I mean, you can really create the body and the life that you want.
Absolutely. It's all, and like we were talking about that too, is that the mind is the first thing that has to come to that point and be happy with what you want to do. If that's not there, no matter what you do, no matter how many pills, things, whatever you do, it's just not going to get you there, or you're just going to stop and then throw it in the trash because you're like, well, okay. Mine has to be set for that success.
Absolutely.
I mean, that has to happen.
Yeah, and what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you.
Right, and then you can't compare. you can't compare, because it's everybody is gonna go in a different direction.
Yes, and I think the biggest message that I would want everybody to have is you have to advocate for yourself. You know best what you need. And I think too often, and we talked about this before, we give over our power to the trainers, to the doctors, to the holistic practitioners, in expecting them to know more than we know about our own body. And intuitively, I think we know everything that it needs.
And it's not bad to get that information, because like I use a lot of the information that I gather, but then I'll make the decisions of the things that are that I want to do or I want to work towards. So let's talk about the protocol for a minute here. So that you put me on and explain to people what are some things that might occur, because of course we're not professionals here and nothing is guaranteed in life, and we just talked about that.
What I love is the simplicity of it. So our gut and our brain is connected by the vagus nerve. And those three things in conjunction with one another send out the signals to our body as to what it's supposed to be doing. So when there's any breakdown in that communication, that's when things can go awry, and that's when we don't feel good. So this protocol simply allows that gut-brain communication, including the vagus nerve, so that's a big one, to communicate properly. And it allows our body to heal itself as it was made to do. That's all it is. And so what you can expect, and everybody's different, right? And as you start feeling a little bit better, you start doing some of the things that maybe you want to be doing, could be doing, should be doing, but just haven't been able to be doing because you're lacking that mojo, for lack of a better word. Now, as you start to heal your gut, things like anxiety, depression, those things start to dissipate a little bit. And the reason for that is that in our gut, the majority of our wonderful GABAs, neurotransmitters, our happiness hormones, our serotonin, our dopamine, the majority of them are made in our gut. So if you can imagine, you start healing that up, you start feeling better emotionally, you start wanting to do the things physically. It's just this wonderful, wonderful cycle that you get yourself into, and little by little, you start healing yourself up.
Wow. Okay, so we leave you with this. I am going to put all the links here, because we definitely want you to have that information. And then, put any questions down in the comments. We'll be glad to answer it. And I will put Jen's page, so you can not have to go scrolling around all over the internet to find her.
Although it might be fun.
And I don't know if I want to share her as a friend, but I think she has so many friends now, because the way she is, that you would be lucky, just like I feel so lucky now that I have her as a friend. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more. Bye.